Good morning, everybody. Today's workout, we are going to need a set of dumbbells, something that you're comfortable holding out to the side. We are going to need sliders. If you don't have any sliders at home, socks or a towel on a smooth floor will work, or paper plates on a carpet will work. And we are going to need a slam ball. You want to make sure that you have one that just plops to the ground. You don't want one of the ones that bounces back up. I know a lot of you don't have these at home. So if you're going to be doing this workout with me and you don't have one of these at home, the easiest thing to do, throw some clothes into a pillowcase, tie it up, and you can whale that thing around as much as you want. We are going to be doing stuff where we're throwing the ball down. So again, make sure that you have something that's not going to bounce back up at you. Today's workout, we're going to be doing 4 rounds with each piece of equipment. We're going to cycle through until our time is up here. It will be full body. We have a lot of core in here today because I like you guys. And yeah, so I'm going to start off with just a couple of stretches. That way, if you need to grab your equipment, if you need to go make a makeshift slam ball really quick, that's fine. You should have time to do it. Let's start off drawing big circles with our arms. So hips are locked in place. Just starting to loosen up a bit. Happy Saturday, guys. And pull it back. Hug your right arm, rotate to the left side of the room. See if I can get this down. And switch sides. So hug your left, rotate to the right. I won't be smacking that thing the entire time. Facing forward. Squat, kick out to the sides. As you're doing this, make sure you're not letting your upper body lean out to the side, so you want to feel your obliques. Every time your legs kick out, get nice and low in between each one. And keeping our legs going, alternating front lunge now. Get low into them. Make sure you're keeping your chest up high. So you're not letting your chest lean forward. As you lunge, keeping your chest up. And we are going to balance on our left foot. You want to get your right leg out in front of you, drawing circles with our toes. Getting all of our joints warmed up. Change the direction of that circle. Now we're going to draw circles with our feet. So you're trying to keep your legs stationary, like you're stirring a big pot. Change the direction. And now we're going to draw a big circle with our knees. So try to open up the hips, bring it back. Keeping your body stationary except for your right leg. Change direction. Now we're switching legs. Left foot up. Drawing circles with your toes. Change direction. Now we're drawing circles with our heel. Again, try to keep your quad locked in in place here. So upper leg isn't moving, you're just trying to loosen up your knees, change the direction. And opening up our hips. Big circle. Trying to keep your hips locked in place. Just your left leg moving. Change direction. And let's bring it down to the ground. We're going to walk out into a plank. We're going to push our butts back into a downward dog. We're going to pedal our heels. And as we come back down, right foot to the outside of your right hand, and pulse. I want you to remember this position for a move that we're going to be doing later in the workout. Switch legs. We're going to go back into our plank, open up your stance, walk your hands back while keeping your hips low. If mobility allows, we're going to go into a resting squat. So you're going to get low, you're going to straighten out your spine, and you are going to use your elbows to open up your hips. You don't want to be up on your heels here. I know some people, it's hard to get that low into your squat. It's hard to do if you're loaded up on your quads, but if you can, resting squat, open up your legs. Slowly release, and bring it back up. If you're just joining us, today's workout, dumbbells, something you can hold out to the side. Sliders, or socks, or a towel on a smooth floor if you don't have these. Furniture movers work great if you're on carpet, or paper plates work great if you're on the carpet. And a slam ball, one that doesn't bounce. Like I said, 4 rounds for each piece of equipment. We're going to stick to our usual timing, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds for me to explain the next move. We're going to start with our dumbbells, move on to the sliders, finish with the ball. We're going to cycle through that until our time is up. So our first move, with our dumbbells, we're going to be moving slow. We're going to go into our Kang squat. So we're going to start in a hinge. Dumbbells in hand, hips back, shoulders forward. So right now, my hamstrings are loaded up. My lower back is strong. I'm going to keep my arms extended. As I lower my hips, I'm going to load up into a squat without coming up to the standing position. Notice my arms are still straight out. As my hips come up, shoulders go back down. So I'm either loading my hamstrings or my quads the entire time. Anytime you need to stand up to shake it out, that's fine. We are moving slow. Arms stay fully extended, so you should have that front extension when you're loaded up in your squat. And then face the dumbbells to the ground as you load up into your hinge. Nice and slow. Let's go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, we're going to start with our hinge. Strong lower back. Butts down, arms up. Butts up, chest down. So quads and shoulders here. Hamstrings here. Make sure you're keeping a strong back the entire time. You don't want your back to have any curve in it. So squeeze your shoulder blades together, get your spine neutral. Nice and slow. Hinge to squat. 3, 2, 1, and our second move here. We're going to load up into a lunge. So get one leg back. We're going to do a bicep curl. We're going to hop and switch. Bicep curl, hop and switch. We're going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Load up into a lunge. Curl, hop to switch. Curl. So you're forcing yourself to stay at the bottom of your lunge a little bit longer while you do your bicep curl. Same thing I was saying during our warm-up. You're not leaning your shoulders forward, you're loading up that back leg. If you're not jumping, you're going to still do your bicep curl. You're going to stand up and then switch which leg is back. We have about 10 seconds here. One more round of each of these moves. 3, 2, 1. Let's slow it down again. Hinge to squat. If you want to add some extra this time, when you're in your squat, open and close. In 3, 2, 1. Hinge. Shoulders forward. Butts down. Bonus points if you open up and close before going back into your hinge. Try not to get into a resting squat on this. So when I'm doing that extension, I'm not resting down. I'm trying to keep my quads loaded up. So legs should be burning the whole time. Coming on to our last 15 seconds here. One more round for those lunges. 3, 2, 1, and load back up into your lunge. So one leg back, bicep curl at the bottom, hop and switch. We are going in 5, 3, 2, 1, begin. Lunge to curl. This is going to bring us to our sliders next. We're going to be coming down to the ground for our next moves. You're about halfway into this. We're going to be coming into our first plank of our workout today. Don't worry, we have plenty of these. Less than 15 seconds to go. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to come into a plank with our feet on our sliders. Again, wearing socks on a floor like this will be just fine. Little breather, let me explain this really quick. If you're doing this workout on a wood floor or a linoleum or anything, if you're doing this in your socks, make sure that you're staying safe while we're using the other equipment, like when doing that jumping split lunge. You do not want your feet sliding out from you, so it might be nicer to have like a towel that you can use in lieu of a slider. If you're doing this in your socks, be careful with the other moves that we're doing. We're going to come into a plank. I don't care if you're on your hands or on your forearms. We're going to be doing our V crunches. So from our plank, we're going to bring both knees to one elbow, kick back out, both knees to the other. So toes on the sliders, knees into one elbow, kick back out, knees into the other. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and plank. Knees to one elbow, kick out, knees to the other elbow. kick out. As I'm doing this, I'm trying not to let my butt come up high, so I'm not getting my hips up, I'm not loading up my legs, so this isn't a resting point here. I'm trying to keep my hips stable, even though there is a little bit of a rotation of my hips to get to the elbows. You have less than 15 seconds to go. We're going to roll over onto our backs. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and coming down to our backs. You want your heels on the center of whatever you're using for a slider. I'm going to give you 2 different options here. Option 1, basic hamstring curl. So we're going to try to get our butt up just a little bit, drag our heels in, bridge, drop back down without touching the ground, and then kick out. Option 2, if this is too easy for you, get rid of your left slider. Don't let your left foot touch the ground. So same move, single leg. Up to you. We will be doing 2 rounds, so either both feet on sliders or just your right foot on a slider. We are going in 7 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, curl, and bridge. So even as you're kicking back out, your goal is to not let your butt touch the ground. When your heels are dragged in, you're trying to get your hips as high as you can. So you're flexing through your glutes. Drive your hips up, lower back down, extend your legs. Hamstrings should be feeling pretty decent right about now. We're about halfway in, a little bit more. We're going to roll back over. We're going into our plank. Last 5 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1, and flip back over. Back into our V crunches. So toes on, both knees to one elbow, both knees to the other. We are going in 5. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Try again, kick out. Try again, kick out. Make sure you're staying in control of your breath while you do this. I know it's really easy to try to hold your breath while you're doing the plank. Makes it a lot harder. So you're breathing right now. Body is staying in control. Make sure that you're getting full extension every time you kick out. You have 15 seconds left. We have 1 more round, flipping back over for our hamstring curls in 7 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Onto your backs. 1 more round here. Either both feet on or just your left leg for the single leg. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Butts up. Curl, bridge, drop back down without touching, and extend out. Still pretending like we're having some fun here. This is going to bring us to our slam ball next. Yeah, 15 seconds. We're going to come back up to standing. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and coming to our ball. Reminder, we are throwing this thing down. So if you're doing your own makeshift slam ball at home with the pillowcase, I know some of you want to add extra weight to it by adding things like books. That is going to be not too good on your floors if you're throwing them on the ground. So make sure you have a pillowcase loaded with clothes if you're not using one of these. Our first move, we're going to go 3 tricep press. 1, 2, 3, and then into the ground as hard as you can. Pick it back up and repeat. Let's go in 7 seconds. So 3 tricep press. In 3, 2, 1, press. 2, 3, and use your whole body. Throw it down on the ground. I'm not going to be throwing it down anymore on this round because I know the last thing that you guys want to hear is just that loud smack over and over again. But make sure as you're doing this, you start with your core, so you're not just powering it down with your arms. You're using your arms like a sling, and you're trying to use your entire body to throw it into the ground. Keep it going. You have about 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and now we're going to go into our rainbow slams. We're going to be doing hop overs. So I'm going to start at one hip. I'm going to keep my arms fully extended. Notice that my feet and my hips pivot with me. Up and over, slam it down. Hop over once, hop over twice, and repeat on the other side. If you're not doing the hop over with your feet together, 1, 2, 1, 2. So rainbow slam, hop over twice. In 3, 2, 1, to the side. Up and over, to the other side. Make sure you're breathing while you do this. Make sure that you're safe in your jumps. Don't land on the ball and slip on it. So make sure that it's not rolling around before you do your jumps, or that 1, 2 over if you're not doing the full jump. Again, you're still using your whole body to whip it into the ground. Keep it going. About 10 seconds here. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's slow down a bit. Coming back to our triceps. 3 tricep press. Keep your biceps locked to your ears. Whole body to throw it down. We are going in 5, 3, 2, 1, and begin. 3 triceps. Whip it into the ground. It does help to let out some noise while you do this, so feel free to let out a yeah as you throw it down. Might sound silly, but it feels good. It helps get some power into it. If you are living in an apartment, and if you have a downstairs neighbor that is getting grumpy with you, tell them they can come talk to me and I'll sort it out. You have about 10 seconds left here. Power into the ground as hard as you can. 5, 3, 2, 1, and one more round. Throw it down to the side, hop over twice, pick it up, throw it down to the other side. We're going in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Big slam to the side, hop over it twice, big slam to the other side. As you're doing that slam, you want to get some power from the bottom. So all the power is generated as you pick up the ball, and then it's just momentum once you get it overhead. So power up, and then use your arms like a sling to whip it into the ground. You have 10 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Block number 1 is done. It's going to bring us back to our dumbbells. Give you a moment to breathe here, but we are coming back to our dumbbells in just a second. Don't rest right now. Keep your body moving, keep your body loose. Get something to drink. And by that, I mean hydrate. Don't get a mimosa. I know some of you guys are like, oh, I'll get something to drink. Coming back to our dumbbells in just a second, we're going to start off in our fighter stance. Remember, always keep your eyes forward. So we're going to pivot our hips. Our feet are going to face the side of the room, but we're going to be looking forward. We're going to do 2 jabs with our front hand. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to duck like someone's taking a swing at us. So it's going to be 1, 2, duck, and then we're going to do a full switch. So we're keeping our eyes forward, but we're doing that 180 with our feet and then jabbing with our front hand. So 2 jabs, a duck, and a switch is going to be our starting move. So dumbbells loaded up in hand, fighter stance. Make sure you're not smacking yourself in the cheek with the dumbbell. Let's go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and jab, jab, duck, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you find your rhythm, speed it up. As fast as you safely can. Focus on your breath. Every time you jab, try to get a little breath out. Get low into your squat. Hop and switch your position. 15 seconds. We're going to come down to the ground after this. Three, 2, 1. Set up your dumbbells about 1.5 feet apart. We're going to lean back onto our palms. We're going to keep our shoulders back. So we're going to keep our legs engaged. We're just using the dumbbells as markers here. We don't need to pick them up. Start with legs fully extended. Heels just a little bit off the ground. We're going to go up and over with one leg. And then the second leg is going to follow, and then we're going to repeat going back. So leaning back onto your palms, shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one leg goes all the way over, and then the other leg follows. Let's go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Up and over. Up and over. Second leg, then reverse it all. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make those moves dramatic, so you're making that arc as big as you can. You're not just letting your feet stay low. As you come up, big, dramatic moves with each leg. You have about 15 seconds left, and since we're down here, we're just going to do it one more time. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and breathe. One more round of this. If these breaks are boring, you can just keep going. You don't need to stop when I say stop. Officially starting back up in 3, 2, 1. Lean back. Over and over. Second leg, repeat. We have one more round with our dumbbells. We're going to come back up to standing for those jabs and those ducks. We have about 20 seconds left here. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and come on up to standing. Fighter stance. Jab, jab, duck and switch. Jab, jab, duck and switch. Let's go in 5, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're not doing the jump on this one, after your duck, back foot steps, front foot replaces it. So you can do this as a 2-step on your switch. If you're really dying here, if you've got dumbbells that are too heavy, just do this like you're shadow boxing. So same move, nothing in your hands. 15 seconds. It's going to bring us to our sliders. Three, 2, 1, and come into your sliders. We're going to go into burpees, everybody's favorite. So for this one, I know it's kind of hard to tell. When you get your foot on your slider, you just want the ball of your foot arm. So your heel should be completely off. If you're starting on the very center, with the arch of your foot on the center of your slider, your feet are going to slip off. So get your toes right on the center. Heel should be hanging off. We are going to go wide stance here. Reach to the ground. Feet slide out. Feet slide back in. Stand all the way back up. If you want to add a push-up, by all means, you're welcome to. Just do not add the jump on here, because the last thing you want is to land on a slider and then go into the splits. Let's go in 5 seconds. So toes on. 3, 2, 1. Reach for the ground. Feet out. Feet in. All the way back up. Push-ups if you're feeling good. Our next move is going to be a little bit slower. We're only going to need 1 slider. You have about 15 seconds left here. It's time to get a few more in. Three, 2, 1, and we're going to lose our left slider. So just have your foot on your right. We are going to load up into a squat. We're barely going to put any pressure on the leg that has the slider. So load up. You don't need to go full squat here. Partial squat. Get your quad tense. You're going to draw as big of a circle with your slider on your right foot as you can, and then reverse it. So from here, draw a big circle, back to center, still not putting weight on that leg. Kick it back, and circle around the other direction. Let's go in 10 seconds. So load up your left leg, big circle with the right, and then reverse it. 3, 2, 1, load up. Big circle, and bring it back. Adding some shoulder rotation into this is going to help you get it further away from your body. The further away you can get it, the more fun this move becomes. Your left leg should be feeling pretty good right about now. If it's not feeling too painful, get lower. Lower your hips down just a little bit. Reach your right foot out further. You have 10 seconds. We're going to do the same move. We're switching legs. Last 3, 2, 1, and switch on to your left foot now. So right foot is grounded, left foot has the slider. Big circle in each direction. We are going in 3, 2, 1, begin. We have one more round of our burpees. I'm going to be throwing a challenge at you for this one. If you're not doing the challenge, when we get into our next round, it's going to be the same thing. Toes on, hands to the ground, kick out and come back up. You have about 20 seconds left here. Once we finish, I'll tell you what the challenge is. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and back into our burpees. The challenge here, instead of having your feet on, have them right in front of you. Get your hands on. This time, you want your hand on the center. So when you have your feet on, you want your heels hanging off. With this one, you want your hands right dead on the center. We're going to push our hands out into a plank. So instead of kicking our feet back, we're going to go down, slide out, slide it back. Try to get them both to slide back at the same time. So you're not pushing out and then walking back. Start with your hips. Pull it back. Stand back up. Going in, 3, 2, 1, begin. You can still add a push-up on that challenge. This is going to bring us down to the ground with our slam ball next. 20 seconds here. Ten seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and ball in hand on the ground. We're going to do a sit-up and tap it overhead. All the way down. Tap overhead. Use the momentum of the ball like you're about to throw it forward to help sit back up. Throw it to the ceiling. Control back down. Sit up and throw. If you're afraid of dropping the ball on your face, just do a press instead of a throw. Make sure that you know how strong you are and where the ceiling is at, especially if you have a light above you or a ceiling fan. Last thing you want is to hit it and have it all come crashing down on you. So sit up, throw it to the ceiling. We are going in 10 seconds. Bonus points if you don't let your feet touch the ground. 3, 2, 1. Tap it overhead. Sit up, toss it to the ceiling, and repeat. Remember, if you do drop this on your face while you do this, you got to start the whole workout from the beginning. So, don't ruin your faces. We're going to come up to standing here in about 15 seconds. We're going to go into some powerful slams while we balance. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and bring it on up. I'm going to try to not throw it down hard. Like I was saying, the last thing that you guys want, especially if you have headphones in right now, is that loud thwap over and over. You're going to get a two-hand grip on the ball. Don't let your right foot touch the ground. Bring it up overhead. Throw it down as hard as you can. And then hinge to pick it up. So like you're doing a single leg deadlift, to pick the ball up, bring it back up overhead, power down, pick it up. We're going in 5 seconds. Don't let your right foot touch the ground. 3, 2, 1, and begin. If you struggle with balance, if you're feeling too wobbly to do this safely, right foot, toes barely rest on the ground, like a kickstand. So you're not putting any weight onto your right leg, but you're using it just as a second point of contact to give you a little bit of balance while you do the move. You have about 15 seconds left. We're going to switch legs. So we're going to do the other leg before we come back down to the ground. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now we're switching legs. Left foot doesn't touch the ground. Overhead, power to the ground as hard as you can. Pick it up. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Throw it down. Pick it back up. Like I said before, if you are struggling finding equipment at your house to do these workouts with me, send me a message. You can email me, you can text me, or you can send me a DM on any of the social media platforms. I will help you with your creativity on finding something you can use in your house. You have 5 seconds. We're coming back down to the ground. 3, 2, 1, and back down to the ground. Sit up, throw it to the ceiling. In 5, 3, 2, 1, tap it overhead. Sit up, power to the ceiling. As always, make sure that as you're coming back down, so after you throw it, you're going to roll your back onto the ground. You're not going to throw it and then flop. So control down, power up. You have about 15 seconds, and this marks the end of block number 2. We have one more block we have to make it through. You have 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and good job, guys. Little breather. We're going to come back to our dumbbells. We are going to switch this just a little bit. Instead of doing 4 rounds with each block, or sorry, with each piece of equipment, we are going to be doing 2 rounds, but instead of 45 seconds, we're going to be doing them each for a minute. I'll get a little bit longer in between, so we're going to do 1 minute off. 1 minute on, 30 seconds off, and we're going to make it through 2 moves with each piece of equipment, and then we're done. So starting off with our dumbbells, we are going to come up to standing. We are going to be doing a 3-point punch on each side. So it's really 6 points. It's going to be up to the corners, to the sides, and then down low. You're always punching across your body. So power stance, go wide here so you're not going your regular standing or squat stance. Wide stance. Punch up to the corner, shoulder height, down to your toes, and then repeat. Let's go in 5, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, back up to the top. Shoulder height, down to your toes. Make sure when you're doing those toe punches, you're loading up your legs, hips are still pivoting every time you move. So you're trying to control this with your core, and you are not smacking yourself in the toes when you're punching down. Halfway. Find your rhythm, speed it up as much as you safely can. This is going to bring us down to the ground in about 15 seconds for our last dumbbell move of the workout. Seven seconds. Last 3, 2, 1, and we're going to come down to a plank. For this one, I like to have my hands on the dumbbells at all times. We've talked about it before though. Based on the size of your hands and the size of your dumbbells, if you feel like your knuckles are just digging into the ground, you can have your hands off to the side until you need to pick them up. When we were doing our stretches, I was saying, hey, remember this position. We're going to be doing it later. We're going to start with a push-up. All the way down, all the way up. As you come up, one foot comes to the side, that hand goes up to the ceiling. Watch your leg on the way up and down. Bring it back. Push up, lunge, rotate to the ceiling. Let's go in 10 seconds. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Get low. Right foot up, right hand up. Bring it all the way down, and repeat on the other side. Make sure you're watching your legs as the dumbbell moves up and down. If you need to go down to your knees for the push-up, that's fine, but focus on getting as low as you can. You know my rules here. It's not a push-up to me unless my beard touches the ground, which I'm going to have to modify soon because I can almost plank with my beard touching the ground now. But get as low as you can. You have about 20 seconds left here. And then we're done with the dumbbells. It's going to bring us on to our sliders. Less than 10 seconds to go. Last 3, 2, 1, and we're done with these. Good job, guys. Moving on to our sliders. All right, we're going back to the foot rule. Heels off, toes on. So you want to have the ball of your foot planted firmly on. Your heels are going to be moving up and down just a little bit, but to stay safe, make sure that you can always plant your heels down so you don't slide out. We're going to go into our jumping jack squats. So we're going to slide our feet apart at the bottom, slide them together to come back up. So my heels come up a little bit every time they move. We are going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Feet apart to go down. Feet slide together to come back up. You got to keep the ball of your foot on the slider at all times. So you're not jumping to bring your feet back up. You're squeezing through the inner thighs to bring them back together. We have one more slider move. We are not far from the end of this workout, everybody. Hang in there with me. We're going to come down into our last plank of the day. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and coming down into a plank. We're going to be doing another one of my fun Simon Says moves. We're going to have our toes on. We're going to be in the plank. If space permits, we're going to go into alligator walk. So whatever amount of room that you have right now is what you're using. Make sure you're not running into anything. We're going to go our alligator walk, walking on our hands. When I say frog, you're going to stop doing the walk and you're going to do frog kicks. So the alligator walk, when we start, is going to be walking, and then when I say frog kicks, feet come up through the center, big circles going out, and it's going to be going back and forth however I feel like doing it. So when I say alligator, you're walking, don't run into stuff. When you reach the end of your room, you can either stand up and turn it around, as long as you're not using that as an excuse to be like, oh, I'm going to slowly stand up and turn around. Or you can do the alligator walk backwards. So if you get to the end, you can push it back. Just make sure you're not running into anything. When I say frogs, knees up to the center, big circle out. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and alligator walk. Dragging your legs behind you. Frog kicks. Knees up to the center, big circle out. Try to keep your butt slow while you do this. Keep them going. So you're not pulling your hips up high. You're keeping your butt down low. Alligator walk. Same rule, if you run into anything, you have to start the whole workout over from the beginning. Frog kicks. Alligators. Frogs. We're almost done. 3, 2, 1, and get those sliders off to the side. We're going to stay on the ground. We have 2 moves left, then we're done. We're going to do big rainbow arcs. We're going to slam it down to the side. So try to get the ball up overhead, throw it down. Bonus points if your feet are off the ground. Either way, keep your shoulders back while you do this. We are going in 5, 3, 2, 1, and big twist to slam it down on each side. We have 1 more move. We're going to come up to standing in about 50 seconds. Whatever energy you have left, now is the time to get rid of it. Get some power into the ground here. And would you look at that, we're already halfway in. In about 20 seconds, we're going to come up to standing for our last move of the day. 10 seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1, and last move of the day. Again, whatever space you have without running into anything, you don't need a lot of space for this one. Just try to take a few steps in each direction. We're going to be doing some hopping slams. So I'm going to pick the ball up from the ground. I'm going to jump as I bring it up overhead, laterally hopping to the side, slamming it down. The timing on this one can be kind of weird to get used to. Do what you need to do, so pick it up, hop to the side, slam it down, and then bring it back. Let's go in 5 seconds. Last move. 3, 2, 1. Hop to the side, slam it down. A few steps in each direction. If you've got a big space right now, feel free to use it. You can do 10 hops in one direction, 10 hops back. Focus on the power into the ground. Again, low impact. You can do this as a side step, actually throwing it down, still trying to keep it a little bit quieter for those of you who have headphones on right now. We're already halfway in. We have about 25 seconds, and we're done. If it helps, imagine me on the ground, and that's what you're thrown into. You have 10 seconds. Get all of that aggression out. Power into the ground. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Equipment down. Good job, guys. Let your breath come back down. As always, don't just go into relax mode now. If you're able to still work from home and you have to sit down at a desk, every so often, get up, do some body weight squats. If you go right into rest mode now, all your muscles are going to cramp up. Again, thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. Thank you for working out with me. It does mean a lot that you're all still sticking around. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.